Thanks everyone for coming. So yes, Chili Piper has fuzzy matching, and it's rad. So before we start, I just want to, so we're going to just talk about the Matching Hub overview, like how it works. It's a matching hub that you can use across all Chili Piper products. So concierge, handoff, distro, and chat. We'll show you how to set up your matching rules. We'll build out a router in distro. We'll build out a router in concierge. And then we're going to touch briefly on how to do automated lead to contact conversion and automatically create an account and create an opportunity. And then we'll leave some time for questions at the end. So before we start, I just wanted to do a very silly poll. Let me kick this off. So if you had to live in a state of bliss, what would you do? Like if leads from the same account are never routed to the incorrect owner, it's always right. Nobody ever messages you about like why whoever has more reps, more leads than whoever else. And anytime you need to update sales territories, you just go like this and it's done. And this your CRM has 0 duplicates. So what state of bliss would you like to live in? Okay, so it looks like most people, it's kind of mixed. Okay, nobody wants duplicates. I think that's the winner. Your CRM has 0 duplicates. And also if leads are never routed to the incorrect owner is another winner. Well, hopefully we can get to a state of bliss of 0 duplicates in our CRM. I am shipping that for you. Hopefully that happens for everyone. Cool. Wait, let me take a screenshot. Okay, the next poll is, what are you most excited to learn about today? So let me go ahead and kick that poll off. Why can't I launch this poll? Oh my gosh, I can't launch this poll. Well, you put it in the chat. I can't launch this poll for some reason. Oh, I know why, because I didn't end the first poll. Okay, just kidding. False alarm. We can launch the poll. So what are we excited to learn about? Do we want to learn about fuzzy matching, deduping, consolidating matching across all of our products, or the automated lead to contact conversion? Wow, it's like totally mixed right now. Like everyone's interested. There's no winner. Fuzzy matching is a little bit of a winner. Okay, I'm glad none of our topics feel left out. Then everyone gets a little bit of love. I'm glad everyone's excited about something. That's great. Cool. Then we're going to end all our polls. Thanks so much. And we're going to go ahead. And, oh wait, I'm going to share the results with you. Okay, cool. Sorry. All right, let's go. So just to kick off, why did we build this consolidated matching hub? So what we were seeing is that people were managing, I mean, everything, but matching rules, routing rules, meeting rules, get like all across a bunch of different platforms. So you might have like a Calendly, HubSpot for scheduling. You might have like lean data for lead distribution. You're using Chili Piper for concierge on your website. You're using like Outreach and Sales Law for your sales engagement. You're using Drift, Qualidite for chat. Like you're managing the same things in a bunch of different places, which includes matching. So matching, routing, scheduling, you're managing the same rules in a bunch of different places. So we built a platform to consolidate everything all in one. So you have your chat, you have your concierge, you have your handoff, you have your distro, lead distribution, and at the center of all of them, building out of all of them is going to be your matching rules, your routing rules, your teams, and your branding. So we have all of that consolidated into one hub. So this is just a screenshot of what the matching hub looks like. So you have your lead to account matching, duplicate matching, related need matching, match opportunity, match a case, custom matching. And this is just a screenshot. So Nathan's going to walk you through it in just a second, but you can build things out really robustly within your matching hub across everything. So I'm going to stop sharing and let Nathan stop sharing and walk you through it.
Thank you, Madeleine. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen and describe what we have on our matching hub. So all of our capabilities that we have today with Chili Piper. Everybody's seeing my screen? Yes?
Yep.
Okay, amazing. All right, so exactly like Madeleine said, so we built a platform, and into this platform, you have different products. So for example, concierge, distro, chat. We have also Chili call handoff. And all of these products shared some mutual assets, okay? So any rules, any routing logic that you have in your system can be shared across all of our different products. The teams also, like you create your teams once, you create your rules once, and then you reuse it across all of the system. And it's the same thing for the matching. So you don't need to create different matchings into different tools. You create You create it once, and then you reuse it across all of our products. So in this matching hub, we have different options here. So the first one that you can see here is the lead slash person to account. So lead to account matching, basically. And I'm going to go over all of the different ones that we have just to give you an overview of what we can do, what we are capable of today. And for the first one, for the lead to account matching, so basically we have two different algorithms here. So the first one is the one by Chili Piper, which is the default one that you can see here. And typically what we do is we receive an incoming lead. So we have this email address, let's say john@acme.com, and we can ping Salesforce and try to find a contact with exactly the same domain and extension. Okay, that's the first check that we can do. We can add also one additional check is we can go and check on the account record on the website field. We can check exactly for the same thing, acme.com. Okay, you can enable this, you can disable it, you can do pretty much whatever you want here. The second algorithm that we have here, and that's something that is completely new. We released it a few months ago. It's working amazingly, and that's what helped us to do to have like more matching capabilities, which is the Salesforce algorithm. So here, what we can do is we can leverage whatever criteria you have in Salesforce between the lead object and the account object, and you can use some exact matching on some fuzzy matching to find some potential candidates. When I say potential candidate, it means like some potential accounts here. And then what we do here is we will get the results from this algorithm plus this algorithm. If both are enabled, it will look like this. So we'll get Chili Piper will search for accounts using our default matching alongside Salesforce. Let's say I get like 5 different accounts from this one and 5 from this other one. So I get a total of 10 different accounts. Then I can filter and I can tie break to only retrieve one account at the end, like the most accurate one. Here into the filtering, I have different options. So I can select a field on the account object and filter with a value. Okay. But I can also do something very interesting is I can compare an account field with a lead field. And this is very interesting. For example, if you have, if your Salesforce architecture is like, okay, I have one account per country. So you can do something like this, like you can compare countries to countries. So if I get a lead and I know that this lead is coming from the US, it will route this lead automatically to the account that is in the US and not in the one that can be Canada or France or whatever. And then at the end, we tie break to only find the most accurate account. So that's the first one, lead to account matching. The second one, this is only for Distro today, but we plan to put this into all of our products, which is the duplicate match. Okay, so anything you guys are dealing with leads and contacts, and I know it's I've never seen a Salesforce instance without duplicates. It doesn't exist. Like it always happens. And this is very helpful because, for example, you can have like some leads or some contacts with some professional email address, and then you can have some incoming leads that comes from a webinar, for example, but they come with their personal email address at Gmail, at Yahoo, whatever. But here we can find a way to flag them as duplicates and route to the existing owner. So I'm going to talk about this a bit later during a use case for Distro. The next matching that we have is related lead. So we can match an incoming lead to a related lead. When I say related lead, it's like it's a colleague. It already exists in Salesforce, and you want to route your new incoming lead to this related lead. And the same concept, see this as a funnel. So you have the algorithm, then you have the filtering part, and then you have the tiebreaker. Next matching that we have, match to opportunity. So lead to opportunity, contact to opportunity. This is very powerful. So if we use lead to opportunity, we'll first try to find an account to our lead to account matching. And then when we have the account, then we can find all of the different opportunities and we can filter and tie break. And here for contact to opportunity, we already have the account. We filter and tie break to find the appropriate opportunity. Same concept for match to case. So we have lead to case, contact to case, exactly the same concept, only on the case object. And the last one that we released a few weeks ago, which is very, very powerful, which is custom matching. So any matching that you want to achieve in your Salesforce environment between two different objects, you can now do it. This is very helpful if you have, for example, a use case with the account team object. So we have some clients that use this object called account team, where they have like different owners for the account. Like they have one account manager, they have one SDR owner, one CS owner, one AE, account executive. And you want to only route your lead, for example, to the right account team member. So we can do something like this. If I create a custom matching, I can select my primary object. So here in my use case, I want to use account. And then I can use the account team member here. So you can see that all of the other objects that have a relationship with the account, you can see them here. I need to give it a name. So let's say account manager. I click next. And here exactly the same concept as before, you filter and you tie break. So if I want to retrieve only one specific account team member, depending on his role, I can do account team member team role is equal to account manager. And if I have multiple account manager, then this is where the tiebreakers comes into play. And for example, here it's going to give me the account team member, the account manager that has been added the most recently on this account team object. All right. I'd like to give the mic to Eugenia. That's going to show you a use case on concierge directly. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Nathan. Let me share my screen. Can you see it? Cool. All right. So I guess let's dive into the lead to account matching now. So first, I'll set a context, or rather a problem that I'm trying to solve. So my company, let's imagine, my company works with a few different types of accounts. It's private and public sector. So when the lead comes in, these leads are marked as business or government agency in the record type field. So now, in order for me to route this lead to the right person, I need to check whether there is an existing account for this company that is already assigned to a sales rep. And I can certainly match by email domains, but that is not always accurate. People use their personal email addresses. They reuse email addresses from their like previous jobs or whatever. Whatever happens, it's just not. It just doesn't cut for me. So what I want to do is I want to match the lead to an account based on the company name and this record type, whether it's a business or a government body. Okay, so how do I do this in Chili Paper? As Nathan said, you can match by domain here, but that is not my use case that I want to do. I am going to use a Salesforce duplicate rule in Chili Paper that is customized to my specific need. So let's take a look at how to build a duplicate rule to work for my lead to account matching. First of all, I want to point out is that you need to build your duplicate rule in Salesforce on the lead object. When you create a new rule, a new duplicate rule in Salesforce, you will have a choice of account, contact, custom objects. You need to select the lead object as the base for your duplicate rule. Then you will need to determine which fields you want to check on the lead object and which fields you want to compare them with on the account object. So In my case, it's going to be the lead company field to the account name on the account object, and record type on the lead object to the record type on the account object. And here in the matching criteria, you can specify whether you want the match to be exact or fuzzy. So I could, in my case, it's going to be exact match for the account name, company name, an exact match for record type. But probably some people would want to do a fuzzy match for the company name. That is a common option that we see here too. Then also make sure that you activate your duplicate rule, because if you don't activate the duplicate rule, you won't be able to add it in Trailpiper. So once you do that, you can just go back to Trailpiper and add it in the lead to account matching section under the Salesforce duplicate rule, and you're good to go. Now you are ready to set up your inbound router. So now that we have determined how we want to match our incoming leads to accounts and make sure that they are routed to the right sales rep, we are ready to build our inbound scheduling flow. And for that, we're going to go to the concierge section. And just a quick overview of what concierge is. Concierge is your scheduling solution that you can put on your website, in your emails, or in app. So we're going to start with a trigger, and trigger determines how you want to trigger your concierge, trigger your routing and scheduling. You can do that after the prospect submits a form on your website, after if they click like a help button in app, that is a use case. And you can also trigger concierge from your email campaigns. For example, you're sending out a promotional email campaign, and as a CTA, you want the prospects to book a meeting. And you can put the concierge link under the CTA so that your prospects, once they click on the CTA, they just see the calendar and they can schedule the meeting real quick. So once you have determined how you want to start your concierge routing, you can go ahead and build out your routing rules. As I said before, before I route my leads, I want to make sure that this lead, I want to check if this lead actually belongs to an existing account that is owned by a sales rep, so that I don't, accidentally route the lead through round robin, and then it goes to incorrect rep, and then they have, a conflict because the account is already owned, and we don't have that on our hands. So first of all, what I'm going to do is build out my ownership path. In the routing rule, I'm going to add a new ownership rule. I'm going to call it lead to account ownership. And I'm going to do something quite simple. Just going to do lead to matched account owner. And the owner must be in my AE team. Just publish it. And next, what we're going to do is determine what happens if the prospect matches this rule. We're going to show them the calendar. In the display calendar node, you set up whose calendar you're showing. In our case, it's the owner. You can also round robin. Maybe you need to redistribute leads. But in my case, owner works. We're going to add a meeting type. You can add additional invitees as well. For example, maybe for your enterprise level deals, you always want your sales team lead to be invited to such meetings. You can do it here. You can just add the person, and we will make sure that their availability is accounted for when we're displaying the slots to the prospect. So everybody has the time. The time works for everyone. After that, you can predefine what happens after the meeting is scheduled or not. if the meeting is scheduled, I want to redirect my prospect to something like success. Yay, you booked a meeting. Thank you. And what I'm going to do next is update the record in Salesforce with whatever new form data comes in. I will also create an event related to the correct record in the CRM. And I think that's it. If the prospect doesn't schedule the meeting, what I'm going to do is send a notification to the owner of the record to make sure that they, follow up with them and chase them down, try to book the meeting. And that is pretty much it for my ownership path. So now what happens? Okay, so we did match the account. There's no account that exists for this lead. What I'm going to do next, if they don't match, then I'm going to just round robin through my sales team. So I'm going to I'm going to cancel that. I'm just going to duplicate my path to make it quick and easy, and replace my ownership rule with something like, let's do industry. So usually people round robin based on some territory. It can be company size, it can be country, it can be zip code, it can be a combination of all of this. My case is just the industry. So if it's the construction, then I'm going to send it to my construction sales team that specializes in the construction field. And I'm going to add a round robin distribution that works here. I'm going to keep the rest of my paths the same, and add a little bit of assignment. If the prospect is scheduled, I'm going to redistribute the lead through my sales reps and notify them. And let's probably add another one for the sake of the demo. It's going to be agriculture field, and my agriculture sales team is going to accept this lead, and we're going to round robin through them. And I'm going to keep the rest of the CRM actions post scheduling the same. So this is pretty much my inbound flow. I will also add a catch-all path at the end, just to make sure that all of my leads are accounted for. You can do whatever you want. You can just, redirect them to a page and say, thank you. No, thank you. Goodbye. Or you can also allow them to schedule a meeting, maybe with an SDR for some additional qualification. All right, so I think we are ready with our inbound flow. This is what it looks like, nice and neat. I'm going to publish. And now what we're going to do is test it live. Did I copy the link? Hopefully I did. Before we do that, I'm just going to give a quick overview of my Salesforce record for our live demo. So I have my Ron Swanson incoming lead. Here he is. He owns actually a very good building company, and the record type on this lead is business, private sector. But as you probably know, Ron Swanson also works, if you watched Parks and Rec, he also works at the Parks and Rec department. So here I have Parks and Rec account, and I also have the account for very good building company. So Ron could potentially match to Parks and Rec department based on the contact email domain and the website domain, because he reused his email for his own business. So if I was only using email domain matching, it would match to the government agency, technically to the wrong account. However, with the advanced matching using Salesforce duplicate rules, we can actually do a more precise matching based on the record type. So this is what it's supposed to match to, and this is the account owner that it should that Ron should be routed to. So let's check it out. And let's go. Here we go. Here's Kevin. Kevin owns a very good building company. It matched based on the record type and the company name. So we are all good to go. So I think that's it for my demo. Hopefully, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. I'm going to go over that as well. Once I'm done, just yeah, I think I'm ready to pass it on back to Nathan.
Thank you, Eugenia. So let's go back to where we were here. So Eugenia showed you a use case through Concierge, which is our form scheduling solution. Now I want to show you a different use case using Distro. So Distro is our lead routing solution that we have here in the platform. And I'm going to create a new router from scratch. So I'm going to give you a use case. So let's say we were to a trade show and we scanned a lot of badges and we need to route those leads in Salesforce, okay? If an account exists, I want to do lead to account matching. If there is a duplicate, I want to match your duplicates. If none of these happens, then I want to route my leads in a round robin fashion. So we're gonna build a new router in Distro right here. So I'm gonna start with my trigger. So here I need to select what is my trigger object. So here it's the lead object. By default, out of the box, we integrate with leads, contact, account, opportunity, and case, but we also support any custom objects that you may have in your Salesforce instance. We have here like a menu called objects where you can pass the objects from one side to the other, and then it's going to display as a trigger. So here I'm going to select the lead object, and what is my trigger? So I have different types of trigger: record is created, record is updated, or a combination of both. In my use case, I want to select that one. And I want to add what we call an entry rule. So see this as some entry conditions. And my entry conditions are very simple. I just want to route leads coming from a trade show. So I have created a rule previously that is called entry rule lead source equals trade show. That's the one I'm going to use here. I can show you what it looks like. So basically, on the lead object, I'm using the field lead source is equal to trade show. Okay, very simple rule, but you can put whatever you want here, whatever conditions you want. You can play with AND or logic. You can group. You can do anything that you'd like. Okay, so we're gonna use this entry rule, and then the next step that I want to do here is I want to check for any duplicates in my Salesforce. Okay. So like I said before, you can have like some people that arrives as a new lead in your Salesforce environment, but they already exist, maybe with a different email address, maybe working for a different company, but they're all the same. Like the first name, last name are exactly the same, so we consider them as duplicates in a way. So what we do here is we can, by adding the duplicate match node, it appears here that we have now lead to contact and lead to lead. So basically, my trigger is on the lead object, but I'm checking here for any existing contact that might be a duplicate. And here the same thing, but for the lead object. Okay. If I go click here into settings, it will go directly into my matching hub and land me directly into the right tab. So lead to contact, and show me this rule that I'm using here. If I want to see what are the details of this rule, I can click here. It goes directly to Salesforce. And here you have my criteria. So I'm going to just give you a quick overview. So what I want to do here is I want to make a comparison between some lead fields and contact fields, or some lead fields and lead fields if it's lead to lead. And I want to do like email, either email is exact or the phone is exact, or the combination of first name, last name is fuzzy, for example. That's my conditions that I have here, okay? So, but you can use whatever criteria you'd like, whatever fields, you have access to all the fields, it's coming from Salesforce directly, and you can use whatever matching you'd like, either exact or fuzzy. And so if I go back to my router, it looks like this. Here, what is very interesting is on the lead to lead path, I can add one option to merge my records automatically because they are from the same object. When they are from the same object, Salesforce authorizes me to merge the records together. If they are not from the same object, we cannot do it, but we found a way to do it. So we're going to implement this in the tool in the coming weeks. And here I can say, okay, keep, for example, the existing lead, and regarding the fields that you have, the values that you have between the two different records, you can say always replace the values, for example. We can do that. Next, let's say I don't find any duplicates, sorry. What I want to do is I want to do maybe a lead to account matching. Maybe we can find a potential account that my lead can match to. So I can add here the routing rule. And what is really cool here is I can reuse the rule that Eugenia created just before. So lead to account ownerships, that's the one. And it's very simple. We go from the lead, we go here to the matched account object, because it's potential account. We don't know, maybe we can find one, maybe we cannot. Depends on the rules, it depends on all you have in your settings. And I want to route to the owner of this matched account. I can select whatever fields I have on this account. If you want to route to a custom lookup, we can also do that. Then I can do some additional option. Like, for example, let's say it matched to this account. I want to do a field update. Let's say I want to, I don't know, like modify the status field. I can do something like this. I can also create a task in Salesforce. This is something that we can do. I can add this lead to a Salesforce campaign. I can also, this is something very new. Like we have built like 2 different integrations with SalesLoft and Outreach. So now you can add your lead directly to a cadence in SalesLoft, which is pretty cool. And you can define who is the sender. Like here, for example, it's the lead owner, but I can also select somebody else if you want your cadence to be sent out from the manager's mailbox, for example. You can do that, which is pretty cool. So this is the lead to account matching path. Now, let's say it doesn't match this one. What I can do is I can duplicate this path completely and just change the rule. And here I can also reuse the same rule as Eugenia did before. So I can use, for example, here industry equals agriculture, lead industry equals agriculture. That's the one. I can, of course, assign and update my record. So here I can select a distribution. I can select all the team members. I can update automatically the lead owner. Can do a lot of things here. If I click here on view, you can see the distribution, what the distribution looks like. So here I have for this agriculture industry, I have 5 different team members. I can see that Alina, for example, is next in the round robin. I can do a lot of different things. Let's say, for example, Daniel, let's say he received a spam record in the past and I want to credit him. I can do that. And you can see that it changed the current level. So now Daniel is next into the round robin. So we can do this kind of thing. We can play with the weighting. You can also add a capping. So, which is pretty cool if you know, for example, that your team cannot handle more than, I don't know, like 100 records a week. I can put like a capping here and it's going to apply to all of the team members. Or I can be more specific and I can say Daniel is at 50, for example. I can do all of that. And I can publish my distribution. So I'm going to also duplicate this path and choose the other industry. It was like construction. And here I'm just going to modify the distribution to go to the construction team. Same thing, I can go see who are the people and play with the weighting and all of that. Or something I forgot to mention about this part here. What is very interesting and very unique from Chili Piper is we can also detect if one of the team members is out of office, which is pretty cool because you want to prioritize the speed to lead, okay? So you want to make sure that when the lead is being assigned, it's being assigned to somebody that is active, that is right here. What we can do is we can read the calendar. If you're out of office for the next 2 weeks, like I'm not gonna assign the record to you. I prefer to skip you in the round robin and assign the record to somebody else. And then when you come back, we're gonna reprioritize and you're gonna be and then you're gonna come back into the round robin and we try to make it as fair as possible for the whole team. All right. So I showed you all of the different things here. What I want to show you is the preview mode that is very, very interesting in Distro. So this kind of thing that you have set it up like I did can have a lot of consequences. So if you go live with this and without testing it, it can update some fields, it can create some tasks, add the lead to some Salesforce campaign, add them to a cadence. So you don't want to activate this before testing it. So what we can do here is we can go into the preview mode. And this is the preview mode that is pretty cool. What you can do here is you can enter a lead ID and it's going to go through all of your router and tells you which condition it matches exactly. So I have a lead record here in Salesforce. As you can see, I name it very creatively, Distro webinar December 5th. The lead source equals trade show. That's by entry rule. And here, this lead is part of the industry agriculture. Okay, so I can take this lead ID, copy it, come back here, I paste it, and I click on preview. And you can see that it will go through all of the conditions and tells you which one it matches. So that's pretty cool. So you can see that it matched the entry rule because of the lead source equals trade show. Tried to find a duplicate, he didn't find one. Tried to find the lead to account matching, didn't find an account. And then it matches that one. Industry equals agriculture. We can see the details of the query directly here. You can see the rule. That's pretty cool. One additional thing that I want to show you before we move on to the questions is one new node that we have also developed for Distro, which is the lead conversion. So you can convert your lead on any path. You can click here. It's going to add this new load here, convert lead. You can select what is your converted status. You may have multiple ones in Salesforce that are actually converting your leads. We only have one here, which is called qualified. And you can also create an opportunity from here. So, and we make it very smart. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to try to find if there is a potential account that match this lead to into this lead conversion. If we cannot find the lead to account matching, then we're going to create the account automatically. And we're going to take the company name from the lead record, and we're going to use this company name to create the account with this account name. And that's it. Thank you for listening.
Awesome. Good job, Nathan and Eugenia. That went so well. So we have a few questions that came in from the form that people submitted that we can start off with. So the first question was from Amanda Halupnik. What does this look like when engaged against handoff? How does the lead to account matching work for handoff?
Lead to account I can take this one then. Nathan and the team worked to make lead to account matching available to all of our products. So it works for concierge, it also works for handoff, and of course it works for distro, and it also works for chat.
Yeah. So the lead to account matching says lead to account matching, and then like contact to opportunity, contact to case works for handoff as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Eric Bernard from MedTrainer, I'm not sure if you're here, but he asked, how do you handle deactivated users in Salesforce during BDR matching?
Yeah, so we can add an additional conditions in your matching menu. In the filtering section, I showed you that I can leverage whatever fields I want, but I can also go to what additional degree there. So I can say, for example, try to find an account only if the owner is active. I can do something like this. I can do the same for the duplicate patch. I can go into the filtering and add this additional criteria. Yeah, we can search into the user object. Exactly, it goes to the user object. I can show you actually if I share my screen. And if we go back to the matching section, so if I add a filter here, when I click here into fields, you can see that you have here lookup fields. So you can have access to all the different lookups. And for example, if I select owner, it goes to the user object in Salesforce. So I can retrieve the field active, for example.
Awesome. Minal had a question. Can we add leads to a cadence in Apollo? We cannot right now, but Nathan, maybe you can talk about it. We have it under the roadmap or are thinking about it.
It will come for sure. It's a request that we have. For now, we only have SalesLoft and Outreach. We also plan to do it for Gong Engage, and we'll see for Apollo what we can do.
Awesome. Okay. We also had a couple of questions on pricing, so I just wanted to share my screen really quickly and go through our pricing. So actually, first I'm going to link to our pricing page. So our pricing page is fully transparent. That's the pricing that is real. We don't do discounts or backdoor deals or anything. Like the pricing you see on the page is the pricing that is real. So if you go to the page and then you scroll down to the pricing calculator, you can get a custom quote for yourself. So like, let's say if you already have Form Concierge and you have 15 users on Form Concierge, and you get between 100, 1 and 1,000 monthly inbound leads, and you want to add on the deduping and lead to account conversion that Nathan was just talking about. If you just want deduping with lead to account conversion without any routing, you just have to add on one admin license so that you can access it, and then you're able to access those deduping and account lead to account conversion and the account creation. Sorry, lead to contact conversion and account opportunity creation. And then if you wanted to add in like put anyone in like all these 15 users, also route them leads through Distro, the price goes down to just $25 per user per month. And the more products you add, like if you add on chat, then the user pricing goes down. And if you add on handoff too, it goes down to 18. So the more products that you add on to Chili Piper, the less expensive it gets. And again, you go to this pricing page and you scroll down and you can like play with it and figure out what makes sense for your team. Cool. All right, are there any other questions here? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, well, I think then, oh wait, Nathan, you're kind of an answer to that. Okay, I think that we should be all set. Thanks so much for coming, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.